I'm Lesley. This is my husband Tim. We are Rosehaven-Yarn-Shop in Picton, Ontario, Canada, in Prince Edward County. Not Prince Edward Island. It's an island, but a different island.
That's right. It's just a county.
People get them confused. It's just a county, not a whole island. So, wow, it's been over a month. Really freaking busy month. We had a little local store here, run by a woman, probably 2 decades, and she's retiring, and she asked me to basically take on all her yarn and her clientele because she wants to retire. So we kind of merged it all, and so the yarn's up to the ceiling now, a little in here. And all her customers are coming, but she had like Briggs and Little and Lete, which we have now. I only have the Ellis Foppy, Ellis, I don't know, it's like a Aaron Wade, it's ALAFSS Lopey, something like that, I'm sorry. So anyways, we have a lot more yarn, because she had her lines, I had my lines, and now I have all the lines, because we're just a wee little town, but there's lots of knitters still, and she had, so all her customers are coming here, and she's going to eventually come here and hang out and knit a little bit, and she's an amazing knitter. Oh, she finishes for people, like she does all the finishing. We actually had one customer that came in, I think she was in her 70s, and asked one of my staff if she would bind off for her, because Lisa always bound off for her. And Jaylee's like, we don't do that here. She goes, I don't know how to bind off. I always just brought everything when I was done. I brought it to Lisa, and Lisa bound off for me. So we have to change things a little bit. That's how we're handling customers. She lived in that store, man. It was just her. She ran it by herself. So now it's here. And then we got so much yarn. It's kind of awesome. I'm wanting to do more knitting. And it's done. My winter soul sweater, I finished it. Our daughter came home for Easter, and she already has tried to abscond with it. I did change this part. It's supposed to be into the gold, but I had so much of the blue left over because it took 2, so I'm like was running out of the greens, or the sap color, that yellowy color, so I'm like, nope, I'm gonna use the blue.
Really? You think that's yellowy? That's totally green. It's just green.
Well, oddly, when you look at the skein not next to the blue, it looks, I don't know, when you have it in the ball, it looks more yellow, but I don't know, I love it. And this is meteorite, sap, and tartan. It's Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. It's very cozy.
It's very nice.
Yes, it's very nice. So I have one finished object. Do you have any finished objects?
I don't finish objects. I don't finish objects. I mean, I start objects.
Yeah. Well, you've gotten quite a bit on your...
Yeah, I'm working away. I'm still working on my socks.
You have your heels in now.
And the heels are there, but I actually haven't gone back to these in a week or so.
And what kind of heel? Oh, you did the... What's the heel?
Fish Lips Kiss heel.
Yes. And how do they fit? Do you like the heel?
No, they're great. It fits really well. It's good.
Somebody was saying, depending on your feet, the arches or something, they don't fit all feet. Everyone has a different style of heel. Because I did the Kirby Werby on mine, and I really like the way they fit.
Well, I think you can just like adjust it to your heel. But anyways, once I get these done, then I'll know, like, oh, it's tight here. I have to.
Yes.
I keep like adding. Like I'm supposed to have, I think, 34 stitches on each section.
Right.
And every now and then I'll count, and I'm like, oh look, there's like 60. There's like 36 on here. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? So I'm gonna have one sock that goes.
I actually did that on my toes of mine, and they literally do a little warble. But you don't notice it once you wear them a couple times.
Do a little warble too.
They do.
That's right.
Yes. But it was after the toes, unfortunately.
I've also started this this sweater, which is a rigging. It's called a rigging sweater. Which is by Fiona Ellis, but it's in this Rib magazine, and there's
beautiful, and this is
Ultra Alpaca
by Barocco, so it's 50-50 alpaca and wool, and it's soft.
Sweater here.
Now that you're figured out your cables for your vest.
Yeah.
Which, you're not far in the vest. You could
no, that vest has...
If you knit this much on your vest, you'd be done.
Yeah, yes. But you keep boring the needles. You had to keep boring the needles to do your...
Oh, I did. That's right.
So half the time it just has little...
the 4mm tips from my
nubbins on the end, and I can't...
Yeah,
I can't knit with...
They have the Hiya Panda.
Nubbins. I can't knit with nubbins.
Well, the tips are back,
so now I have like 3 projects going, and so now I just sit there like looking at which one am I gonna even, I don't know, so nothing happens.
There's choices, that's always good. Yeah. Okay, so what else did we do this month? Because we were busy and insane. And...
You had the talk?
Oh yeah, I was at the Toronto Knitters Guild and did my whole lecture on my felting and my artwork, and actually I brought this piece because this is actually... I sold this 2 years ago at the show, but luckily it was to a friend, so I tracked it down and asked to borrow it again. This is one of my felted pieces. I don't know how well, if I get it, well, yeah, technically this is, you can wear it upside down either way. Not that there is an upside down and right side up, but this is all like silk habitai and then merino wool on top of it, and little gauze, silk gauze up in the top, and yeah. And I left little openings and stuff in the bottom.
So the talk, I should just say that
it was fun.
That you can tell them what the talk was about, but I have a snippet of it that will play at the end of the thing. So that
at the end of this, you'll see.
So if you get bored of us, you could skip ahead to the end and just to watch the little snippet of Lesley's thing, which was at the
University of Toronto in one of their halls. It was a lecture hall. They have a talk once a month at the Toronto Knitters Guild. It was really cool. It was kind of neat because we actually got to sit through the guild's meeting. I am so jealous. I wish we had a Knitters Guild.
We should have a Knitters Guild.
I know. I think there's one for the Bay of Quinte. So I'm gonna get a friend and we're gonna go crash that party. We're gonna crash one of their meetings and see what it's all about. Maybe it'd be kind of cool. So the talk, what I ended up talking about more so because I have a fair amount of felting, but a lot of it's sold. So having all this imagery. It's boring talking about this is my pink scarf, this is my blue scarf, this is my turquoise scarf. So what I actually started talking about was my influence colors are to me, and how colors to me have flavors and taste, and how when I think of a color and I'm trying to figure out a color palette to create to go with something when I'm making my felted pieces, I think about the flavors and the taste of the color, and that helps me put the right colors together. And I actually gave everybody little Ziploc bags with gummies and candies and licorice. And there was a tea bag in there, a chai tea, because we were talking about browns and how I'm not a fan of brown, but of course I'm wearing it. But how the chai tea flavor and smell made me think of what other colors to put in with the brown to make the brown beautiful and sing and fantastic colors. So so we talked about, it was a lot of talking about flavors, and the black shawl that I used, the idea of black licorice, but I don't really like the flavor of black licorice, unlike you and your black licorice, all sorts. So, but I like ouzo, I'll drink ouzo, so the powerful, intense flavor of the alcohol with that black licorice, and then trying to figure out colors that would stand up to it, like lemons and limes and citrus and that peachy, sugary peachy. So anyways, it was neat. Everyone really totally got into it, and they hadn't thought about colors that way. Because a lot of people are intimidated by colors and don't know how to put colors together. And so this was kind of a new way of thinking it, because everyone kind of learns the color wheel, but when you start using grayed down colors or more muted colors, it's not as easy to see how they all work together.
So it was a really fun kind of interactive kind of talk anyways, because people are like looking at the pictures and listening and like then eating the candies that are kind of representative of.
And a few people said they've never thought about it with taste. It's funny because colors just all taste tangy.
What does that taste like?
That's like tangy oranges, but it's got a sweetness to it because it's not
Mostly for me, I just think it's like
fur in your mouth. No, it's good. This is a nice color. Like that one, right? Like it's hot, but it's not. It's got a coolness because it's still got the cool tones to it. It's not hot spicy, but it's got that. Now, because I put these two together, And that's my new project I'm working on right now.
What is that?
The project I'm working on, it is called 1 or 3 Cardi. And you see how it's all these different pieces? It's kind of, and it's all fingering weight. So the brilliant part about this cardigan, you get to like, this is a different color, then this is a different color, and then the striping is another color, and then this part of the sleeve is a different color, and then this part of the sleeve is a different color. Or you can do 3/4 sleeves or short sleeves, so you kind of can make it up. So right now, this is this lovely electric green and this fantastic, oh, fuchsia magenta color. And I like how, see, look at how the white spots are. There's some really neat undulations in the pinky color. So this sweater is confusing me, but I'm getting the hang of it. There, it goes this way. You knit it up from a provincial cast on, and then you take the provincial cast on, and then you work down. So this is sort of the sleeve caps. I don't know, it's really funny, but I love the way the colors are working. Sorry, I'm gonna cough really. Sorry. So, I've got
it's because you keep eating that.
What?
You keep tasting the yarn, the colors, and you're
yes.
like.
So when I did my Speckle and Pop Fabuloso shawl, because there's all these colors in it, I've got all these balls are left. This is from what's left over. I mean, there's huge amounts, right? So I'm like, I've got all this yarn, and I really want a cardigan. And I thought, well, this is perfect. I can take all the little bits of color, which when I say bits, I think these were like almost 70 grams. So there's like tons in them. And the colors, she actually gives you a fantastic reference point of exactly what the yardage is you need for each one. She's got like in different sections. The whole pattern is 19 pages long. So it's actually in different sections. So it's like you got the large, extra large, and double extra large are in one section, and then the small, medium, large, or in, sorry, extra small, small, medium are in a different section. So she's really working it out exactly to your size. And the person who did the pattern, it was a really odd name. Because it says Atelier Alpha, and it's 1 or 3 cardigan. Because I typed in funky cardigan, I think, or color work cardigan. I can't remember what I put in. It took a while to find it, and you do have to buy it. It's quite detailed, but I just thought it was such a neat, there's like a photograph of part of it. You can kind of see, oh, you got one of the herbs there. Yeah, so I just thought this was a great way to kind of use up lots of fun bits of color. I've never been, I like fingering weight in a fabric. It's fantastic, but Lord, there's a lot of stitches and a lot of knitting to get anywhere, it feels like. But I'm poking along. It's actually, because when did I started this? Only on the weekend. I think on, I think I started it Thursday.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's what is today? Sunday.
Right. So I mean, you pretty much have the same amount that I've knitted on this, which is just garter stitch.
In worsted weight.
In worsted weight. And that's, you know.
Well.
But again, like there are times when I actually don't knit for like a week or more, and
yeah, and I'm knitting pretty much every evening. Yeah. Oh, and in my socks, since we're doing whips. Oh yeah. So what else we did in March? We had our knit away weekend, which is we have a knit retreat at Isaiah Tubbs, which is this awesome little inn and resort, and we got the whole building to ourselves, and there's like all the food and accommodations, and the whole weekend is included. And so we knit all weekend. It was really fun. There wasn't actually that big a group. It was about 23 altogether. And because it's a small town, I know everybody that works in the restaurant, including my son's best friend since they were 6. So we went back to the hall after dinner, and we'd been having a few drinks, and about 10 of us stayed up, and we started playing music, and we were dancing around in the hall, which is meant for weddings. Like, it's this big hall, and there's like 10 of us knitting and drinking. And I texted my son and go, give me your friends text number. So he gave me his number, which I was surprised he gave me his cell phone number. So I texted Cameron, who was still at the bar working. And I'm like, bring us more cider over. So he came over with more cider to keep us going because we were too lazy to walk back to the restaurant and bar and get more alcohol because we'd run out. We stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning, and they convinced me, and we found a cot in the hallway at the inn, and we scooted it into one of the rooms, and I stayed in one of the girls in two of the girls' rooms. And it was a fun weekend. We get really kind of silly. I've known a lot of these girls because we've been doing this. It's been I think it's around 4 years that Carrie and Megan have been coming with Christine and Andrea. So it's I've known them for a couple years now, so yeah, it was all good.
For me, I just kind of pop in and out.
Yes.
I kind of pop in and make a pot of coffee and then
knit. Oh, and we did our big yarn swap too. That was fantastic. If you can feel like you can organize a yarn swap, it is so awesome. People were freaking out because they brought in bags of stuff. We put it on the tables, and we put each table was like a kind of a price zone. Like anything under $9 was on one table, 10 to 15 was on another, 20 to 27 was on another. We did have another table for really the posh stuff, and then you got tickets according to the value of what you handed in, and then you use those tickets to scoop other yarn, and everyone was freaking out because they got so much yarn, and they didn't have to, no one paid for anything. It was just free. You're trading off. So you dump everything on the table. Here's your tickets of what you gave us, and then you go and shop with your tickets and pull off other tables.
It was a little chaotic for a few minutes there. It was a little, yeah. Got a little bit.
We gave it 2 hours to do the swap at the retreat, and we had everybody in the public knew about it. We've been telling everyone in the area, so lots of people came from outside of not just at the retreat. And a couple of them were like holding their hands, waiting for the timer to go, okay, we've got everything. These are mine. But we had 2 hours. It was over in 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty nutty.
It was like, oh my God. Just bam. And they keep coming out, I can't believe I got all this yarn. They were so excited, trading what they were bored with something new. And they all want me to do it again, but I'm like, I thought we'd need a year between it. But I think now that they liked it so well, now they're willing to try giving out more yarn to see what goodies they can get back.
I'll have to make them,
because we could do it again in November. I don't know.
Regular yarn swaps.
Yeah, like every 6 months or something. But
you have like one more thing to show, don't you?
You mean?
Yeah.
Shall I go get what I need to go get?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. Tim will talk to you. He's so good at that. Here, do you want to talk about this?
This is a shawl that Lesley made.
No, I didn't.
This is a shawl that Rosemary made.
Yeah.
Lesley's mother made this shawl, which is quite nice. I don't know anything about it, but here it is. And it's pink, and it's a nice shawl. So I think we're going to have it in the shop here as a sample. What kind of yarn is it?
It's lichen and lace.
Lichen and lace.
Which is from New Brunswick.
Okay, New Brunswick.
Hand dyed, and the pink is Mom's hand spun.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes, yes.
There's a label
spun
on it.
All of that.
If you look at the label, you'll see with the name of it. She put it on with masking tape.
Oh, I thought that was just directions on how to wear. It says close to you. I thought that was just meant that this part goes close.
Well, that too.
It's called close to you. Nice.
And that's a free pattern on Ravelry for like one skein of yarn. So this is Bun-Bun. Hi, how are you?
We're actually recording this Easter Sunday.
It's appropriate.
Yeah. So I probably won't, who knows when I'll actually get it up on the internet, but it's Easter today.
You can't see what you are. Hi.
She's like covered in
hay. All over you. Were you rolling in your hay pat? The thing of hay?
So
bunnies eat their weight in hay.
What type of rabbit is this?
She's an English Angora. She's 3 years old and fixed. She's partially blind. I want to start rocking her.
She's so fuzzy. I'm going to move the camera a little closer. You keep talking.
Okay. So, and she was taken from the breeder by an older lady who had some disabilities. So she looked after her for a couple years, but Bun-Bun, it takes a lot of care, Angora rabbits. They actually can't live without human intervention. Hi, sweetie. So she ended up at the rabbit rescue here. I'm gonna keep picking hay out of you. Yes. So the rabbit rescue called me thinking that, oh, there's probably someone in the yarn community that would love an Angora bunny. Because you can spin them. Hi, how are you? Good girl. But they just found the grooming was too much in a rabbit rescue. So, so we've been trying to groom her. She so far tolerates it. She's not thrilled with it. Their skin is so delicate, like tissue. It's kind of hard to, it's so terrifying that I'm going to pull her hair. But she's been with us for 4 weeks. You've been fairly good. You're litter trained, aren't you? Yes, you are. Oh, I think Tim's getting you some treats. She comes to Bun-Bun treats. She walks around the store. She lives in the store now. So she's pretty good. But she did chew the pipe on the toilet a couple days ago, and I didn't notice. And there was a lot of water. There was a lot of water from her coming out and going down.
Yeah, right through the braided cable. Yeah. Nice.
So we fixed the toilet, and she's not allowed in the bathroom anymore. I don't know if she'll take it when she doesn't usually want to eat when she's in somebody's arms.
I wanted to turn around though.
Hi. Your little nose just doesn't stop. You see your face. There's Bun-Bun. You say hello. Put your ears up. This is what I normally look like. Don't ya? She likes being rubbed right there. Oh, she gets very still. Oh, yes. So she hops around the store. She has people come to visit her. Don't you? Yes. Good girl. So she did live at our house for a couple of days when that first weekend, and our wiener dog was just like, oh my God, hi, how are you? How are you? Are we walking over here? Hey, what's happening? Are you going over here now? Our cat was unimpressed and made he made himself known that he was unimpressed and did not want this thing here. So.
There was a lot of cleanup.
Yeah. Anyways, so Bun-Bun lives at the store. And she hangs out, and it's funny because rabbits are a dawn to dusk animal, so she's partying in the morning, then she sleeps most of the afternoon, splayed out across the floor with her feet. Oh, there's a big yawn. It's so funny when you're yawning, you look like creepy as hell with those teeth. So, but knit night, she's like all over the women that are here for knit night, and she's in their bags, and she's under their feet, and the rescue's like, well, she's pretty timid. It's like, you're not that timid. You can't see that well, but I think it's a lot to do with the hair in your face. I do try to trim it, but...
It just looks like a big white glowing blob.
Poor Buns. She's so much bigger, because when they called me about this, I had this image of this rabbit that's a quarter the size. You're kind of ginormous, aren't you? But we'll see how much... Because they kept trimming her, like shaving her, so I don't know. I might end up doing that, because she's going to get pretty hot in the summer. It's a good thing the store is air-conditioned, isn't it? Hey. Hey, baby. Oh, sniff, sniff, sniff. It's so funny because rabbits, they don't make any sound. You say hello. No. Any treats? Thump, a thump, a thump. Yeah. Like, are you ready to go back in the house?
Time to go.
Yes.
Time to go.
So, yeah, this is what our March was. Hi. Hello.
It was busy.
It was busy. Let me think. What else did we do? I guess with March break, but Quinn was off for March break. Leah just came home for the Easter weekend from college, but she's heading out soon.
What have we got coming up?
Oh, we're going to be in Toronto. Knitters Frolic. Tim's coming.
At the Frolic? When's that? End of April?
Last Saturday of April. 26th?
Yeah.
It's over there. Can't see it. 26, 27, 28.
Last weekend of April.
Yeah, 28. It'll be fun. If you want me to bring something, email me. Let me know. I will bring it. We usually bring most of the quints. A whole bunch of the Brooklyn tweed. Yeah. I think we'll bring lots of linen. We're selling lots of linen. The website is all pumped up with linen and owl. We just got a whole new order of owl and linen sparrow and kestrelin. So the quince order came in. I got lots of stuff coming. Hello, Sniffy. So funny, rabbits don't make any sound though. I keep, oh yeah, we want down. Do not bite the sweater, girl, or we are going to have such words.
All right, I think we better wrap it up.
Yes, rabbit, no, behave. All right, thanks for stopping in. It was nice chatting with you, and I apologize. Oh, I'll try and talk more often. I gotta let Bun-Bun go or she's gonna get into trouble, and then we don't want that, do we? We don't want to wreck my new sweater. Bye.
All right.
See you guys. Say bye, Bun-Bun. Rectangles shape of the silk gauze framed by wool, and the general design over the entire thing, just like I teach in my classes. And this is this one right here, the pink one. So what I did, I actually decided, because I teach this all the time, this basic idea for beginning no felting, I'm going to record a video, a tutorial. So I did that. And we have a YouTube channel now. So I put the tutorial on the YouTube channel. And I have a podcast that I do once a month. Tim's on it now. He said if someone had told him even 5 years ago he was going to be a knitting podcast, he would have just went like, what? So yes, he's on a knitting podcast. So we have the tutorial now on the video, and actually I've had a couple people email me that they've done it, and they actually sent me pictures of what they made from it. So yay, my tutorial worked. They figured it out. So this wrap was all about keeping it fresh and colorful, and this one is a really good representation of sour gummy worms. So look in your little bag for sour gummy worm. I didn't get the extra hot sour, I just got the sour. So if you want to try a little nibble of that, because the sour, sure, you can eat the whole thing too. so that first bite of the sour, think of that as that bright electric green and the hot yellows, and then it mellows after that, and it goes into that nice sweetness of the coral pink, right? So a tasty treat that you can wear. So Tim's gonna, oh God. Yeah, I had Tim convince me I needed professional photographs done, so yeah. He did good. He got, look, that's as good as I've ever looked.
Who did them?
Christopher Gentile. He's actually Toronto and county based, so he's fabulous. Man, we had that was a good time. Right, so you can flash through some of the shawls. So this is like ones that I've dyed. This is a silk playing around with tiny tart colors. Oh, and that's the knitted one I did. And some silk that I dyed. Doesn't that look pretty? And that's another one that's on the other end of that mannequin that the pink one's on. That's the layout of it beforehand. There it is, finished. I was trying to play with the blending the colors, the blue into the next blue. It's tricky with wool. More and more. So in my shawls, I tend to stick with a small range of colors. So like a couple of analogous colors with a pop or two to jazz things up a bit. But when it comes to knitting, this tends to go out the window a bit. I like to use scraps of yarn and usually I just start grabbing and throwing a pile of yarn onto the floor and go, okay, all this is going to be a hat. And it's like you've got millions of balls too many, but I stuff it all in a giant tote, and that's what I carry around. So as I'm knitting one of my crazy hats, I can pick as I go, depending on my mood, my attitude, whatever, and then eventually end up with, hats like this. And this hat, I actually wrote the pattern and put it on Ravelry. It's a free one. It's called the box top hat, because there's no decreasing. You just knit it up, 80 stitches, worsted weight, 4.5 needles, right to the top, bind off, sew it across the top, tassels, and it's awesome. And all the little kids love it, well, even a few adults, because it's like you got long ponytails. You can flip around.